I borrowed Scott's battery charger so I was able to charge my battery so I can use my camera. For my last video, the New Year's resolutions video, I had this whole thing planned, even for the iPhone video, where I was going to have all these resolutions I was talking about that I was going to do, and then me from the future was going to come out of that closet, and then he was going to give me this list. Worst New Year's resolutions you can make. Their reasoning for New Year's resolutions being bad was actually pretty bad in itself, so I ended up scrapping the whole idea anyways. I don't know why I've told you all of this. Basically, I had this whole thing with another version of me planned out, and I'm kind of bummed that I don't get to use that. You realize how painfully obvious you're making it that you're about to make a second Steven. Not gonna do that. Go away. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Me. But anyways, the theme this week is the distant future. Well, I can only guess what we'll have in the future, but my guess is that we'll have rainbows and there will be smiley faces and the world will be a perfect place with lots of check marks and thumbs up and people holding hands. That didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. What's that? Jackson Pollock? Who's the guy that throws the paint on the wall and then makes tons of money? Is that Jackson Pollock? I don't know. I'm not gonna Google it. I have a smartphone, but... I actually had this thought in my head. Picture this. The entire interstate system, all of the roads, have a sort of glass covering to them. Not a dome, obviously, because, you know, you couldn't drive very far in a dome, but like a glass covering along the entire interstate. It would protect the interstate from the elements. It would have a filtration system that would take exhaust and the fumes being created from the cars, assuming, of course, that we don't have fully electric cars by the time that we have tubes everywhere. It would convert that into oxygen to put it out into the environment, so we are no longer harming the environment, thus reducing the greenhouse effect, stopping global warming, so Al Gore can shut up forever. Ha! Showed you, Al Gore. You care what some uneducated teenager who doesn't know what he's talking about says. Sometimes I just loathe myself. My parents are listening to Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat downstairs. I was in that twice. It's a good musical. Good songs. Do you know how many people rip their clothing in the story of Joseph? This has nothing to do with what we're trying to talk about. Interstate tubes. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of smart glass. When you hit a switch, it pumps this liquid into the glass that makes it opaque. At night, it would turn opaque, and there would be some means of shining light up at the opaque thing, having it come down. So basically, it's like, it's still bright like daylight, even at night. So that completely eliminates the hazard of nighttime driving. And no more roadkill because the animals can't get in because there is a tube in the way. Some of you may say, well, what if the animals are trying to get to their family or something that's on the other side of the interstate? You're gonna separate families. You're making a Berlin Wall here, Stephen. I thought about that. On big roads, you see they build these little pedestrian things where you can go up and you can literally walk on a little bridge over the road and you go back down. Why not make those for animals? So yeah, that was my thought of the future, is a futuristic interstate. Bye. Bye. Phew. Glad that guy's gone. Now, allow me to rank the 9 seasons of The Office and explain my reasoning behind each ranking. No. 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 This guy.